Hi Leo, and welcome to your April 2025 reading. I hope you're doing really well, and let's find out what's going on for you this month and what messages Spirit has for you. Now, I've meditated on your energy, and we're starting the month with your overarching energy and oracle cards. So we have be gentle with yourself. You've been through a lot. Be gentle with yourself. You've been through a lot and need time to heal and recover. And then we have Moldavite. So unconventionality. And so Moldavite is the card of you being unique, being yourself, being different. And the card says your unique qualities are an important part of your life purpose. It's okay to be different from others. Now, when we look at your oracle for the whole month, these overarching energies make a lot more sense. Now, as you're coming into the month, you're going to be very strongly in the Three of Pentacles. So you're creating something, you're learning, studying, fine-tuning. It's something new and different. The Eight of Pentacles is where we're mastering a skill that we've had, that we've learnt and been doing for a long time. With the Three of Pentacles, this is something new that you're creating. So you're starting off the month in, I'm creating something that's of interest to me, that's a passion project. And as you go through the month, for the first week of the month, you'll be in Temperance. So the Temperance card is all about keeping our head above water. It's a balance card, so making sure that life is in balance. And this is really telling me that you're focused on keeping things in balance. Maybe in the past, you've worked really hard and you've created, maybe in work or a project that you've created, and you've been in very much an all or nothing mentality. Whereas now you're much more mindful, and Spirit's reminding you too that being tempered in what you do helps bring balance to it, helps you create things with more ease, and keeping your emotions in harmony as well. So whenever we start something new, there's always an element of fear, self-doubt, all of the emotions, the ups of the highs of being excited about it. And then, we start off really excited and then we go, oh, actually, this is really hard work. And I'm feeling a bit tired. This is challenging. But Spirit's also saying, I can sense the energy of, you can do hard things, but keep your head above water, temper, keeping life in balance, temper your emotions, so that, you're moving ahead well in the month. But this is telling me that you're very conscious and clear of it, clear about keeping life in balance, which is really important, because I can see that you're wanting to do things differently this time with this new project. Like I said, in the past, maybe it's been very much a black and white, all or nothing mentality, but this time, like, no, I'm going to do things in a tempered way so that I can find joy in the process and I can still feel revitalized and happy and take care of the other aspects of my life at the same time. Then later in the month, like what happens whenever we start a new project, you're going to be challenged, or this is the opportunity later in the month to overcome. So the Five of Wands is the card where you can see the card, they're men fighting against each other. And, there's different ways of looking at the Five of Wands. One saying that it's, strategy, and you're learning how to defend yourself, how you're learning skills. But it can also be seen as a card of kind of conflict. But with your reading, the Five of Wands is telling me that this is where we can be looking at other people and what they're doing. and it's disabling. We can see the competition. Instead of seeing competition as a way of helping us create what we want in our lives, it can be turned around and used against us in feeling inadequate, insecure, not good enough. Looking at the competition and then, it causing the mind to disable you, to not be able to continue and move forward. So this is Spirit really letting you know that later in the month, it's very likely that you'll start looking at the competition or other people and what other people are doing, and it can start to breed these feelings of not being good enough and inadequacy. So don't let that, notice when that happens and then override it. And the way that we override it is, from a practical perspective, is you might need to actually stop looking at other people and what they're doing. So in the beginning stages of creating something new, we can get inspiration from other people and what they're doing. We can get excited about it. We can learn from other people. But if we keep focusing on what other people are doing, we can start to feel, the devil energy can start to creep up, where we feel disabled or not good enough, and the lies, that we tell ourselves can come up. So later in the month, that's just something to watch out for. And look, the 5s are normal when we start to create anything, or the natural cycles of our lives, the way that we grow, the way that, whether it's personal development or whether we're creating something, we're starting a project, we come up always against the 5 of Wands. And it's an opportunity. We can either let it sink us, or we can rise above it and realize the truth that I am unique, I'm one of a kind, I'm actually created from the divine spark of God. Like a snowflake, there is no one person, no one of us alike. So you are completely unique, and really appreciating that. We can't compare. It's like comparing apples to oranges. We really can't compare ourselves to one another, because we all have a unique perspective. We all have a unique gift to give. And we really flourish when we accept all the parts of who we are and realize that we don't need to be any different than our authentic selves. So that's a little a kind of warning, so that you can move past this 5 of Wands with ease, with excitement, with the beauty of being able to move past that energy. And that's the gift. The gift is to realize I don't need to compare myself to anyone. And then later in the month, because I can see that you've started this new project, you're tempering your emotions around it, so you're making sure that, life is really balanced, that if you're needing a break, you'll have a break, you'll still do all the other things in life that bring you joy, family, friends, partners, keeping your emotions in balance, overcoming the 5 of Wands, where you're finally, you might stop watching the competition or stop competing with other people. This could even be a hobby. So, when we start hobbies, we can be really excited about them and love them and flourish, and, it brings all that joy. And then over time, we start getting really competitive. And like I said, sometimes that competition's healthy, but, often it can not be healthy. If we feel like we're falling short or we're looking too much at the competition, we're losing that joy. And I can see that you're overcoming this, or you're moving past the 5 of Wands, because later in the month, you'll be feeling the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is that new spark of enthusiasm, joy, passion. Tuning into your energy, you'll be feeling a really big surge of energy because you would have overcome some of the challenges. You're keeping life in balanced. And it could even be a new insight or a new inspiration. So whatever you're working on in this project in its early days, then it might actually even take a slightly different path with this new inspiration. And we can find out a little bit more about that too. Now, what's in your subconscious mind is the Five of Swords reversed, which is great. So what we don't always understand is that our subconscious mind rules our thoughts, our behaviors, our emotions. So what goes on in our subconscious mind, or your subconscious mind, is really dictating so much of what you're able to achieve. Now, with the Five of Swords, this is telling me that in the past your subconscious has been a really big block, disabling you with thoughts of being, it can be, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, it's too hard. All of those patterns and thought processes from the past. And the thing with those thoughts is they're never actually true, but they can really disable our abilities to create what we want. But this is fantastic because it's in your subconscious mind, it's reversed. So you've overcome that. You're overcoming it. You're seeing the thoughts, but you're doing it anyway, or you're not listening to them anymore. So they're not disabling you. Now, what Spirit really wants you to know for April and about this whole project that you're working on, I can see that you're actually going to be thriving. I don't even see this Five of Swords as really causing you any problems. I think you're realizing it maybe from, from this tarot reading. You realize, no, all I need to do is just be me and I'll be fine. Who I am is enough. I'm an individual. I don't need to try so hard. I don't need to compete with anyone else. So I don't see any big challenges really at all this month for you, which is exciting. I think that creating something new though could, it does take a lot of work. So you could be feeling a little bit tired. So it does say, the second oracle I pulled for you was be gentle with yourself. You've been through a lot and need time to heal and recover. And what I feel from this is more to do with that, starting a new project or taking on a new, whether it's learning, whatever this is for you, it does take energy. So you may need a little bit of time to be gentle with yourself and recover. Doing something new, taking time to study or create is, it does take a lot of energy and time. So just be really gentle with yourself through this process. Take time to rest and recover if you need to. But what Spirit wants you to know for this month is, continue to look at what is holding you back with the devil. But you definitely, Spirit's telling me really strongly that you're overcoming your devil energy. So where, the devil is our, yes, we can think of it like addictions, but I look at it more like the devil on our shoulder, the thoughts, the programs, the ways that we feel like we don't have any power in our lives. And often that powerlessness comes from the past. But, when we understand that we are a spiritual being and that we have the ability and the wisdom to go within to find our answers, we can overcome any of the past programs or the powerlessness that we've felt. And Spirit saying it's confirming that you can do that. That, the devil's in reverse, so I think you are actually doing it this month. But you can always go to Spirit, find your answers within. It's just a reminder. The Hermit card is all about, it's holding a lantern, and that lantern's got the lights, the light of the Spirit or divine wisdom. So we can always go to the divine wisdom, because like turning on the light in the room, it casts out the shadows. So going within, finding answers, knowing that this devil has no power. No matter what that devil is for you, it doesn't have the power. You have the power. You have that light within yourself that can heal and overcome anything and give you the answers that you need. So that is your wisdom that's your message directly from Spirit for the month of April 2025. It's a wonderful month for you. I would love to know what this project is. It's obviously going to be different for everyone. So it could be a hobby, it could be career, whatever it is. I think you're moving through it in a very, very different way than you've done things in the past. You're very tempered with your emotions. You're letting go and realizing I don't need to compare myself. You're really standing in your individuality this month and your uniqueness and embracing it. And that's really going to give you this powerful insight with the ace. Something new passion, new insight. I feel like it's connected to this project, but again, it will be different for all of you. Now, I'm just going to see if we've got a final message for you from, let's see, what do we want? Yeah, see, we'll ask the Holy Spirit, we'll ask your higher self and the angels. Call upon the light. Is there a final message for Leo for April 2025? I can definitely feel the fire from your month. I can feel the energy from it. When I first started your reading, I felt so excited, but I really felt that energy. And it feels great. Feels really confident, which Leo, you're great at. Having that confidence. So one last message for Leo. Spirit. Okay, this one. Lovely. So we've got the Chariot. So the Chariot is all about moving forward from using your intuition in your higher self and your human. So, with the Chariot, he's balanced with the black and white. He's covered or ordained with the stars above on the top of the Chariot. And so it's been divinely guided, leaving something behind, starting something new. But it's really moving with alignment with your spirit, which is really confirmed by the Hermit. So knowing that you can get insight, be really aligned with your soul and your spirit to move forward. So that's not just from your ego perspective, you're working together. You're working together with your higher self to move things forward. So beautiful reading, Leo. I'm really excited and happy for you. It's going to be a wonderful month. I hope you've enjoyed this reading and it's helped you for April. If you have, I'd be grateful for a like and thumbs up. Have a wonderful month. I'm sending you all my love and light, and subscribe to never miss a reading. Bye.